Did you know there are over 200 children's shows with LGBT content? That's right, the inherently sexual and always sinful LGBT content is being crammed into children's shows at an alarming rate, okay? In fact, I made a list, right? There's over 222 kids shows on this list. So I cannot put the entire list on this YouTube video because it's gonna be like 2 hours if I talk about each one for a minute, right? Which is ridiculous. Like, think of the scale of this, okay? So you're gonna have to head over to my website, illuminating-shadows.com, and there you can check out the list. But being on the website and not on a video form, you don't have to watch for 2 hours, but you can also use the find, the search command, okay, in your web browser and on your phone to find your kids' favorite shows and make sure that they aren't on this list, right? So let's talk about this list. Yeah, it's rough, guys. It ranges everything from hand-holding up to explaining non-binary to your preschoolers, transgender child actors, men in drag, dressed as women, both animated and real-life men, okay? It covers all the major streaming platforms have dozens upon dozens of these shows. Disney Plus, Hulu, which is part of Disney Plus now, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Paramount Plus. I'm blanking. There's a whole bunch more. HBO Max. They're made by lots of different, the big name companies, right? Netflix has commissioned a bunch of them. Nickelodeon has a bunch of them too, right? Disney, of course. Oh my, all the major intellectual properties, Star Wars, Transformers, oh my, Blue's Clues, the Doc McStuffins, Power Rangers. There's a whole bunch of like, Paw Patrol, the spinoff show for Paw Patrol. There's a whole bunch of like shows and intellectual properties and toy brands and stuff that people are aware of that are very popular, and they're on this list. Oh, Barbie has a few shows on this list. Yeah, like it's everywhere, man. It's really, really, really wild. And so these are like not shows for teenagers either, okay? If it's TV 14, first of all, those shows are there's so many TV 14 shows that are inherently sexual that, in my opinion, do not belong for kids anyway. There's no TV 14 shows on the list, okay? I cut it there. I'm talking TV PG, TVG, the kind of stuff that your kids, if they're watching it in school, they probably sending home a permission slip, which you commonly sign off on, right? Because, hey, it's just TVG. But even the TVY7 and TVY ratings, which are for your youngest kids, okay? The TVY shows, they're like for preschoolers, okay? It's like ABC, 1, 2, 3, be kind, learn how to share, and also maybe you're non-binary. It is a problem. And the reason why it spans all those TV ratings is because the TV rating system doesn't take into account LGBT content, okay? So they're just putting it in wherever. And if you look online, there's been news articles and stuff of the people who make these shows saying they take every chance that they can get to put it in there, right? Sometimes it is overt and it's right there. The new Animaniacs show has a line right in the opening theme song. Let's Go Bananas is another show where the gay dads are right there in the theme song, okay? Other times it's more overt. You're waiting until the season finale and then they throw in some kind of lesbian or gay kiss, right? They throw in there's a lot of gay and lesbian weddings too, which is like, it's wild. Anyway, it's all wild, but there's a lot of gay and lesbian weddings, and of course a lot of them then have the characters kissing too. So there is a lot of kissing in these children's shows, homosexual kissing. It's just nonsense. The Babysitters Club, there's an episode with a transgender child, with an actual transgender child actor. There's another show about, I want to say it's called My First Day, could be wrong on that one, about a transgender child, swapping schools and those kind of things and navigating through schools. It's wild, man. It's wild. It should never be in children's shows, and yet here it is. And it's, sometimes it's hand holding and stuff in the background, and it's just kind of promoting that culture of this is okay. This is normal for you to see. This is normal for you to be. And other times it's very, very overt and really, really pounding it into your kids to be that way. Okay. It's pretty rough. And there's a heavy spiritual component with these two. Those of y'all who are Christians can figure that out, right? It's very demonically backed. And so it's just a sad thing, and we do not want our children being exposed to this kind of sinful behavior, let alone encouraged to embrace it, right? So, what are you going to see whenever you go to the website? You're going to find a brief intro, and then you're going to find a list of currently 222 shows that all have LGBT content in it. Now, look, this took a long time to compile. The original list started in 2023, I believe it was, with 29 shows. And then the Lord just continued to highlight shows to me that needed to be on this list. Everything from do a Google search to this and that to I'm just scrolling through looking on Netflix what's new. And the Lord's like, that one. Add that one. Go to this episode. Thank you, Jesus. Add another episode to the list. Another kid can be, saved from being exposed to this kind of content, right? But there's a lot of them, and it's entirely the Lord. He gave me this project. He gave me this heart to find these shows. He gave me the wisdom and knowledge and know-how to Google search for these things. And look, everybody trusts AI these days. I'm telling you, if you Google search and AI tells you it's on there, it probably is. If AI tells you it's not, you can't trust it. Okay? It's maybe right 10% of the time as far as it says it doesn't have it, and then 90% of the time it still does. Okay? The ones that still do. Okay? I'm not saying if it says it doesn't, it always does. Okay? But hear me, the ones that are on the list that you Google search, if you were to Google search everything on the list, 90% of the time it's going to say it's not there. Okay? 10% of the time it'll say it's there. So something like that, just off the top of my head, right? So you can't trust the AI. And so anyway, what I'm getting at is there's a lot of work that went into acquiring these and finding this. So therefore, I'm going to save you parents time. If you want to see for yourself, well, my little Johnny, he watches this show all the time. Where is it? I've never seen it, right? You're like, I need to see. I'm saving you a lot of time because the way the Lord had me set it up, the episode is on there, okay? And if there's more than one episode, there's more than one episode to look at. So you can go right to the episode, and then the description is going to tell you what to look out for. Because sometimes, like I said, it's in the background, it's subtle. Other times it's a little more overt, and you won't miss it, right? But the description detailed, the description detailed so that you can quickly find where it is. And the image, in very few cases, other than a very few cases, the image is right from the scene, one of the scenes that's discussed. There are a few instances where maybe there's a kiss or something where I couldn't grab the scene right from there, right? But even in the case of like if they're kissing or something, I grab afterwards or something. It's definitely always going to be the characters, or at least a couple of the characters, right, that's talking about. Some of these shows have so many characters too. And that's the other thing. Not every single LGBT instance is mentioned, okay? Some of these shows are just terrible. The Dragon Prince is one that's on Netflix that Netflix had done. And there's so many LGBT characters in that, and there's so many episodes, and right, like, I'm not mentioning everything, right? You fill up the whole page. It would fill up the whole page, just have that show, right? But there's enough there that you can guarantee oh, my kids, as a parent that says my kids do not watch shows with LGBT content, you will be wholly, not satisfied, but you'll have plenty of enough information to be like, we're not watching this one, okay? Satisfied is not quite the right word, but you know what I mean. Without having to list every single little instance, right? So that's what you can find over there. Use the search function to find your kid's favorite show and make sure that's not on the list, right? Now, look, I can't guarantee that every show's on this list, okay? I tried. I really did. I tried. And the Lord kept adding things over the years, right? And finally, I hit the point where there were no new ones to add. That does not mean that there aren't new ones. There does not mean there aren't other ones to add. There's always new shows being made. There's always new episodes being made, right? And I am not necessarily familiar with every show. For example, there's very few shows on there that I would classify as anime or anime-ish. So if you know of some of those that are, English ones targeted at folks that ones I can understand, right? Don't give me Japanese ones. Um, but if you know of a show that should be on this list, okay, let me know. Okay, not TV 14, right? Those are teens and shouldn't be shown to kids mostly anyway. The TV PG, the TVG, those ones, the ones that are obviously for kids. If you know of one that needs to be on this list and it's not, send it over. Also, this is not a list of movies, okay? Movies could be its own list. There's so many out there. But TV shows, movies are like talked about and reviewed, and right? Oftentimes it makes news. Somebody makes a stink of it, right? So hopefully we as parents find out about movies better. Also, if you want to know about the new movies, a little aside here, I review all the new kids movies that are in theaters, okay? So like this video is releasing, and then get subscribed because Mario, which is probably the biggest kids movie of the year, I'll have a review out for that within a couple days of this video releasing, right? So go ahead and get subscribed for the new kids videos, kid movie reviews. Obviously, I'm going to tell you if I find any LGBT stuff in those, right? But yeah, anyway, this is not a list of movies, okay? This is just TV shows, and the movies can be a little easier to find, a little easier to avoid. The TV shows can be so hard because there are so many hours in a TV show, right? I thank the Lord for the acceleration that he put on this and the wisdom that he gave me to look through and find these things. And look, parents, there is no pattern. You may think, I've seen so many shows that's like they get 1 or 2 seasons in, and I know they're just waiting for the parents to go, this show's good. I don't have to watch all the other seasons with my little kid, and then season 5, season 3, whatever, there it is. And sometimes it's not just a little thing in the background. Sometimes they really turn it on and it becomes very overt. They introduce some new character who's a new main character, and their part of the alphabet community or whatever. Oh man, it's rough. So you literally can't assume anything. Sometimes it's right there. Sometimes it's right there. First thing, first episode, first few minutes. Other times it's not. There have been so many coming out scenes as well too. Talk about explaining it to your kids, right? They're coming out to parents and to other kids, and it's just rough. We see some of these shows circulated on social media. The Transformers EarthSpark show. Elon Musk kicked around Dead End Paranormal Park recently. That made the rounds. There's Ridley Jones made the rounds a few years ago to where Netflix stopped ordering new episodes. Okay, Ridley Jones explains non-binary to preschoolers. Okay, and so there was parental backlash, and Netflix stopped ordering new episodes. But you can still go on there and watch it as a preschooler show. You can watch that episode and everything. Okay, Ridley Jones also has gay dads as well. So, but it's still on there, okay? And man, it's rough. And I think most parents aren't aware of the scale and the magnitude of this, which is why please like this video and share this video, okay? And the list, share the list, okay? Because it can't help parents if they don't know it exists, okay? This can't be a resource for parents if they don't know it exists, right? You have to share it with parents, and by liking it and sharing it here on YouTube, then it'll go out into the algorithm and more people will just find it naturally, right? But y'all got social media, I know you do. I'm gonna post a link to this video over on all the social medias, and you can find out where I'm at, link down in the description, but all the regular ones. I'll post a link to this video over there, but also a link to the list itself over there. And go ahead and get subscribed to this channel and get subscribed to the social medias, because I also did some data, pulled some data with it, right? How many of these shows are made for the little kids? How many of them are TVY? I believe it's 63, right? That is, it's like over 25%, okay? It's significant of these are actually made for the little kids. But how many of them are on Disney Plus and / Hulu, right? Because they're the same now. Dozens. How many of them are on Amazon Prime? Dozens. Netflix? Dozens, right? Got some interesting information to come out with that later. And so go ahead and share that information whenever you see it too. But get subscribed over on social media so that you can see all that. Wow. This is a big project. I'm thankful to the Lord that is finally able to be released and to be out there for parents to use. It's going to make such a big difference to parents. Look, if a show is not on this list, you can't guarantee that it's safe for your kid. But what I can guarantee you is if it's on this list, it's not good for your kid. Okay? So before your kid watches a new show, go over and make sure it's not on the list. Okay? Real simple, real fast, and it's going to save you a lot of headache and heartache later in the future. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to support what's going on here at Illuminating-Shadows, you can do so down in the description. I have a link for Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. You can do so via that. Please like, share, get subscribed, follow on social media, right? And especially share the list on the website, okay? More parents need to know about this. So thank you for sharing. Additionally, if you follow here on YouTube, I review all the new kids movies, okay? This video is going to come out within a couple days of the review for Mario coming out, okay? Or, well, within Mario releasing, and then it takes me a day or two to review it, right? But there'll be a review for Mario, which is what I'm trying to say. The new Mario movie, it's probably the biggest kid movie this year. I've already reviewed several of them. Just reviewed Hoppers not that long ago. Toy Story 5's coming out this year. Star Wars' Mando and Grogu's coming out this year. Star Wars is on the list twice, okay? So I'll be looking for LGBT content in that too, of course, right? But yeah, if you need kids reviews, get subscribed here. Additionally, I talk about whatever the Lord lays on my heart. Especially a lot of videos for parents and for Christians, encouraging you in a deeper relationship with the Lord. So thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you so much for sharing this list. You are going to help impact so many children and keep them protected. And hey, look, contact, if you feel it's on your heart, contact the folks who make these shows. Contact the folks the streaming platforms who have these shows on there. Contact your lawmakers. Whatever you feel led to do to make change, to make a difference, to see, we want to see a reduction in these shows, right? We don't want this in our kids' shows. And we want people to know that. We want them, when they're making these shows, to go, actually, no, we're not going to put that in there because parents don't like that, right? That's what we want to see. And we want to see the streaming platforms take down these shows, or at least take down the episodes, right? But definitely take down the shows. Let me tell you, I'll do a video on it in the future. Get subscribed, right? And all that. These shows that are made for kids out there, they're nasty. We're just talking about LGBT stuff today. We'll talk about the other stuff some other day. The vast majority of these shows made for kids these days are nasty. So if we as parents can encourage the folks making the kids shows to clean it up, that'd be a huge benefit. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this video and for sharing everything. You all just have a wonderful, blessed day.